Hi everyone. I wanted to share with you my notes. I went yesterday to Antwerp where there was an unconference about citizen lists. So citizen lists are basically kind of new political parties that don't have a political color. They are started by citizens, and in the past local elections in Belgium, October 14th, a bunch of them were popping up all across the country. And that was kind of inspiring. And at the initiative of the Burgerlijst, which means citizen list in Dutch, they organized an unconference yesterday in Antwerp. So first we kind of started by, in different tables, like sharing first the negative, all the things that we kind of wanted to complain about to get that out of the system. And then we did another round with all the positive. First, kind of the realization that we don't really live in a democracy. In many cities, the same political parties have basically been in power for generations. And whatever you want to do as a citizen in your city, it has to go through them. The process to get involved and participate in the local council is very cumbersome. It's uninviting. And so, there is no participation. We often complain about the fact that citizens are not really involved in politics, but heck, if the process to get involved is so cumbersome and uninviting, that's not gonna work. Fighting against 100 plus years old political parties system is an uphill battle. The way all of those professional politicians talk before election is totally broken backward. They basically already say that they don't want to work together. They don't want to work with this other political party, for example. And that sends a very wrong message. It's basically saying okay, we don't want to work together. Yet, for the challenges that we have to face today in the 21st century, we have to work together. And so we really need to change, this political class. On that note, pretty much the main core values of all of those citizens lists is, pushing for more transparency, inclusiveness, and participation. So despite all of those kind of negative things, there is hope. In the last election, traditional political parties lost points, in pretty much all places. People do want change. And some citizens lists have achieved actually pretty amazing scores. Like in Crainem, they got 32%. That was not the first time they won, they were already in the previous election, so that definitely helped. In La Hulpe, 15%, in Otigny, Louvain-la-Neuve, Caillou did 7% and got 2 seats. And so this is possible. They were also in Belleuil, I think they got a seat or 2, and I don't remember all of them now. In Odergem as well. And this is amazing, there is really a movement. And being together yesterday in Antwerp was actually very inspiring, because it's important to know that we are not alone, that there are really a lot of people all around, not only across Belgium, but also across Europe and the world, citizens who want to do something, who are not happy with the status quo, who are not happy with the existing political system that we have. And yesterday was a beautiful afternoon, sunny, which is kind of unusual in Belgium, and yet people were all there because they care. And that's impressive. That really gives hope. Also, one person shared that she was surprised to see actually a lot of young people. Again, we kind of tend to think that young people are not interested in politics, but if we create new movements, they actually are. They want to be involved. They want to participate. We also talked about the fact that there are many ways to make change happen. Running for election is only one of the ways. And so someone talked about how they with their group, they started doing a repair cafe, for example. Another one was developing a local currency. And so there are really many ways that we can make change happen. The one example I thought really interesting was one of those citizen lists. So they didn't get elected, but they decided to continue working, and they are bringing cafe and cakes to the city council to make it more inviting. And they try to make sure that every time there are citizens coming there, and it scares politicians, right? They're not used to it. It's kind of bringing and forcing transparency. And so that's also another important thing to understand, is that the elections were actually just an excuse, right, to bring people together and to have kind of a forcing functions to work together. But it's just the beginning. It's not the end. There is still like so much that can be done. And so, it's all about pushing for more transparency and participations, like that example. Make it more inviting, invite citizens to the city council. You don't have to be elected to be able to do that. Actually bring your smartphone and start like doing a Facebook Live, about the council. Like, we can do a lot of things. We also talk about the need for creating our own media, because a lot of citizen lists like were not invited on TV, for example, and it really shows that like existing mainstream media, they're basically helping the existing system in place, right? It's really hard for them to even understand, grasp the idea of this bottom-up revolution that is happening. And so when I was talking with Caillou, which is the citizen list in Louvain-la-Neuve, they were also complaining about the same thing. And one thing they did was they did a Facebook Live, and that was very successful. And I think this is a good example. Like, we need, as citizen movements, to develop our own media, to use social networks. And so, for example, like one idea is, now that all of those citizen lists have created their Facebook page and mailing list, and they've started developing a following, it shouldn't stop there. Even the elections are over, but there is new one in 6 months actually, even though they're not local, and the next local ones will be in 6 years. But in the meantime, like, let's continue, let's tap into that following already that you've built and continue, use that as a new media, as kind of the seed to develop your own local newsletter, own local Facebook page that's gonna share what's happening in the city council, but that's also gonna share citizens doing initiatives, citizens who don't complain, the citizens who start doing things. And over time, you're gonna build up, increase your reach. And that will be very useful for the next campaign. It was Lynn, like from the Burgerlijst, who said that overall, like, even though they didn't get any seats and they didn't get elected, like, she said that it was an inspiring experience, because it was such an incredible opportunity to meet new people, like-minded people, but also to learn, to actually dig into like all of those new movements that are actually happening all around the world. And you can look online, like there's Flatpak, for example, democracy in the UK, that is also very inspiring. Like, there's a lot of different movements that we can learn from. And that was just a great opportunity to learn. Like, the best way to learn is to do. And so if you have the opportunity to join such a citizen initiative, to create the election, to run for the election, or to create another citizen initiative to help the life in your city, really do it. It's an incredible experience. A lot of citizen lists have kind of decided not to run with a program, but instead to run with a methodology. That is like, okay, this is how we're gonna keep building a program in a way with you, the citizens. And anytime, don't need to wait 6 years to vote, anytime you can come to us, you are invited on any topic that you feel strongly about, and you can help co-create together a program on that specific topic. And what Lynn said that I thought was interesting was that focusing on the methodology rather than the program is the answer to embrace the fact that we are different, to embrace the fact that the world is a very complex place, and to find a way to work together, which is really what we need right now. Because as soon as you put out there a program, you are going to divide, right? They're always like, the longer the program, the more opportunities for people to disagree with, right? And so it creates, again, like kind of different political parties, and then we start fighting, like, I'm right, you're wrong. No. So instead, let's think about how we work together, because we have to work together. Everyone has a role to play. Some people were asking, like, what it would be really useful. Like, one thing that we're lacking was, for example, someone who could help us do video editing, someone who could help us set up a website or a mailing list. or people who are good at doing videos, people who are good at doing art, drawings, illustrations, humor. Like everybody has a special skill, has a superpower. No matter where you are, like see if there is a citizen list somewhere, or if there are citizen initiatives to improve your city, and go and see how you can help. Because you have your place in the universe. You have a special skill that can really help. And it's only by working together, by bringing all of those different skill sets together, that we are going to be able to do amazing things. And gosh, God knows how urgent it is. I mean, look, this is from Brazil. Like, they just elected a far-right president, right? There is urgency. The current political system that we have doesn't work anymore. And the only alternative to that establishment are basically the far-right extremist parties. There's got to be better ways, right? And that's where I feel like we have a responsibility. It belongs to us to start offering another alternative. And we need to embrace the fact that it's not going to be a one-size-fits-all. We need to move beyond this idea that I am right, you are wrong. No, this is the right way to fight the far right. No, 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 you're wrong. This is the right way. Gosh, there is many ways, right? We should empower people to do whatever they want to do to fight extremism, to create a much more inclusive, transparent, and participatory society, right? So let's focus on that. Let's focus on what unites us, right? Let's not come up with political programs. Let's come up with a new methodology that's going to make sure that our political democratic institutions are transparent, are inviting, and that everyone is welcome and everyone can participate if they want to and when they want to, not once every 5 years or 6 years. This is our job, this is our responsibility. And being yesterday at that unconference in Antwerp, that was really inspiring because there are people, you know, like us all around, not only across Belgium, but across Europe and the world. And so let's get started. Actually, many people already have started, so let's join them. And if you don't have a citizen list of citizen initiatives in your own city, go create one. Start, use social networks. Come together and do something. Just the process of doing something will already teach you so much. It is inspiring. It's important to empower citizens to do something, to empower everyone to contribute whatever skills they have, whatever talent they have, because every single one of us has superpowers. Different one. We all have a different piece of that puzzle. We just need to bring it together, and that will create an amazing mosaic, an amazing society where everyone has its place. So, thank you for being part of this movement, and keep it up. We need you.